and representing on academic initiatives.
And I'm Danielle Abdennour.
We use engagement through events, lectures, workshops, and final review sessions. So how do we coordinate these? In the past, we've connected with professors that we've had, and we've also coordinated events with our Academic Resource Center for tutoring on campus. And we also have hosted events with our Career Development Center. For other ways that we promote engagement is through social media by doing study tip Sundays. And these are posted by our social media committee weekly. So these are just some pictures from past lectures we've had. You can see that 2 of them were online and then 1 was in person, which was really great. And we got like a lot of people at that event, so we had a full house at that one. So the first lecture Danielle and I ever hosted was a biology lecture with Dr. DeBruzzi. And this was one of Danielle's past professors that had offered to host our event, which was great. And so this one was in person, so we had about 15, 20 people there, as well as a few professors, which was awesome. And for our events, we like to use incentives. So for this one, Dr. DeBruzzi offered extra credit for biology students who attended our lecture. So next event we held, the original demonstration was canceled due to COVID. It was supposed to be an in-person event with Professor Denias, and a demonstration of an X-ray gun was supposed to be used. But since we had to cancel this for COVID, we turned it to an online lecture event, which also had a good turnout, about 9 people. And for this one, we used incentives of a raffle basket for those who came. Another lecture event we held was a chemistry lecture with Dr. Weirda, another chemistry professor we had in the past. And this one was also on Zoom, so we only had about 7 attendees, but it was really great to see a bunch of people show up and learn more about this event. And so at this one, extra credit was also offered.
So now I'm going to talk a little bit about our finals review sessions. So those are basically a great way to wrap up the end of the semester. Dominique and I are both tutors for the Academic Resource Center on campus, so it makes it a lot easier for us to partner with the Academic Resource Center. And then we can review for finals with our students on respective topics that we normally tutor. Last year, it was a little bit difficult to get attendees to these Zoom sessions because we had just transitioned to online due to COVID. And I think everyone had just been like adjusting to the new pandemic. But in the past, when the review sessions have been in person, we've offered incentives like snacks, and more people tended to show up to those. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about our resume building workshop, which is an event we just hosted last March, actually. So this was held via Zoom, and we partnered with the Career Development Center. 10 people showed up, 10 people signed up, and we had 4 attendees. It was open to all students at St. A's, just as most of our events are. But this was a new type of event for us because in the past we focused more on like specific subjects, such as science. But this one was great because, you know, career building and resume building is focused to everybody on campus. And something we want to continue in the future is hosting events such as this, which apply to most other students. So here are just some pictures from the event. And this event was fun because it was interactive. So it wasn't just a lecture provided by the Career Development Center, but it also provided more of a discussion amongst the students. So we also do study tip Sundays, which Dominique touched on briefly in the beginning. So these tips are posted to our social media sites, and they help to provide students with within our chapter with better study habits. It basically encourages first-year success among students, since academics in college is often very different from high school. You know, it's a big transition. And it definitely helps to have guidance to further success in the classroom while also learning to navigate college. Some examples that you can see on the right are chunking material, developing a routine, and using the online resources that can be found within the library at our school. So who comes to our events? Well, first of all, participation from members in our ALD chapter is very important. So we offer raffle prizes at our events that are solely for our members, because we like to encourage that engagement among our members. But it is also very important to have support among our e-board. So we often always try to attend each other's events, which is a very supportive environment. And then events and lectures are also advertised to everybody on campus, no matter the major, since academic enrichment should be the goal for everybody. So specific to our ALD chapter is the academic enrichment chair position. And we basically head the committee. And so in the picture at the right, you can see Dominique, me, and then our president, Elizabeth Risk. And this was pre-COVID, of course, at one of our inductions. But Dominique and I are co-chairs of the committee, and we work together to plan events, host committee meetings, and advertise our events to the greater community in conjunction with our social media and advertising committee. So having this committee that is so specific to academics is so important because we can focus more on engagement and success while also making our ALD chapter known on campus.
All right, thank you so much for listening. If you guys have any questions, let us know. You can also contact us with our email.
Thank you. That was fantastic. You guys did great work, and particularly around academic initiatives. Study Tip Sundays is great. We, of course, I believe, borrowed that idea from you, and that's what we do nationally. And I know, Dominique, you've helped us do that. So I love that idea because we are, as I said, an academic honor society. So it's important that we sort of encourage that. Yep, go ahead, Trish.
Question in the chat for Dominique and Danielle. Does your chapter primarily focus on these academic events, or is this something that you offer along with other events throughout the year?
So we are focused, our committee specifically is focused on doing academic events, but other committees within our chapter also host other events and review sessions and things like that. But we're specifically focused on engaging students through our lectures and review sessions that are academics related.
If you're here in your chapter, I mean, there's a lot of you here that are already doing, lots of programming and stuff. But if you're wondering about maybe you're a chapter that doesn't do a lot of programming, and you're wondering sort of where to start, certainly academic initiatives is a good place, because that could be sort of the niche for your campus, especially if your campus has 300 other clubs and organizations. Promoting academic excellence and continued academic excellence is a great one. Can you talk about the size of San Anselm College and the chapter?
I think right now we probably have around 2,500 students, so it's a fairly small campus. There's only about less than 500 in my class personally, so very small. So it's important that people who come to our events, like the numbers might be small, but for a campus of our size, getting like between 10 and 20 people to come is like a really big number, and spreading awareness of our chapter is even more important.
How do you get professors to do their lectures? Do you just ask and they say yes? Or I guess any tips around that?
Yeah, so when scheduling these events, first we decide upon a topic. So like for the biology one, we decided, okay, well, maybe we should do a biology theme. And then I am a biochem major, so it was very easy for me to be able to speak to previous professors. And I just sent out an email saying, oh, this is kind of, could you talk about your research? Is that something you'd be willing to do? And the professors at my school are pretty good about getting back to you and they all want to see us succeed. So on your campus, just shoot your professor an email if you think that they'd be a great lecturer, and that's a great way to get started.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Dominique and Danielle. That was fantastic. Thank you, St. Anselm College, for that great presentation.